Welcome to Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle, your show for compassionate living without sacrifice. On this Earth Month episode of Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle, we'll talk about how, beyond its horrific direct effect on the lives of animals, animal consumption affects our planet, and how to get involved in making a positive impact on our environment. Plus, a vegan comedy show at one of my favorite New York City vegan spots that you won't want to miss. There are 3 reasons people go vegan: for the animals, which is the purpose of veganism, for the environment, and for personal health. We cannot talk about the environment without addressing one of the biggest contributors to climate change. Yet, to date, veganism or even animal consumption are not even brought up at climate summits, conferences, or other such events. Organizations like the one my next guest campaigns for are working to change that. Joining me is guest Ellen Dent, co-founder of the nonprofit Animal Alliance Network activist group. As part of the Animal Save movement, Ellen helped organize weekly pig vigils outside of the former largest slaughterhouse in the Southwest, Farmer John, near downtown Los Angeles, who also helped obtain the City of Los Angeles's plant-based treaty endorsement, while helping facilitate plant-based transitions and in the area of policy for governments and institutions. Ellen, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Lucia.
Let's start with you. Tell us what led you to become a vegan activist.
I did not become a vegan activist until I attended a pig vigil. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, we host pig vigils all around the world with the Animal Save movement outside of slaughterhouses and live markets. And we do something that's called bearing witness to the victims that are arriving at these slaughterhouses or live markets or already inside of them, if we can see them. And what we do is we don't turn away, and we come as close as we can and try to offer them any comfort that we can in their time of need.
Thank you for doing that and exposing our viewers to that, letting them know that that's something that they can actually do themselves. Let's talk about the plant-based treaty, which which I will sign, and we'll show our viewers all about that. It's born of the Save movement, which is comprised of 3 components: Animal Save movement, Climate Save movement, and Health Save movement. This is the very reason why I asked you to come on the show, because people are looking for ways to get involved in saving the animals, the environment, and personal health. And since it's Earth Month, I want to focus on the negative impact of animal consumption on our planet and the positive impact going vegan has on our environment. How can viewers find out some of the facts and statistics regarding the damage animal consumption does to our environment, and some of the ways going vegan positively impacts our environment?
I do suggest going to the plantbasedtreaty.org website and going through there and looking at each tab and definitely taking special attention to the vegan donut economics tab on there. And you're going to want to read the Safe and Just report, which really goes so in depth into all of the issues that we are facing right now as far as climate change and the other 9 planetary boundaries that we are crossing. We have crossed 6 of the 9 planetary boundaries right now. And a lot of that is because of animal product consumption. We set out an outline of how people can use plant-based food systems change in order to not pass any of these other boundaries and keep it where we are and hopefully reverse some of this damage that we've done to the planet.
Yeah.
If we did switch to a plant-based diet, we could rewild 75% of the land that we use for animal agriculture right now. Like, that is something that we could do. And people need to know that 83% of the cropland that we use for animal agricultural purposes only results in 18% of the calories that the whole world eats.
Wow.
So that is not sustainable. That this is not something that we can continue to do and get away with with it.
Mhm.
So what we need to do right now is try to conserve and restore these key ecosystems, which include our forests. So we say eat plants, plant trees. So we want to try to restore our forests. If people don't know, the Amazon is now emitting carbon. And that is absolutely unacceptable. It was our largest carbon sink. It was the lungs of the planet, and now it is emitting carbon. So that's not okay. And most of that is due to deforestation for animal agriculture.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I think a lot of people don't know this. You know, when I tell people they're destroying our rainforests, which we need to survive in order to raise cattle and animals to consume, it's just so it's really backwards. Not, you know, we mentioned negativity. It is actually a negative effect, right? It takes away from our survival and the health of our ecosystem and the inhabitants of this planet. So that's a very good point.
I also want to bring up oceans as well as being another key environment that we need to try to restore. And, you know, the oceans give us 80% of our oxygen. You know, they're saying that we are going to have overfished to the point that there's no fish to fish by 2050. And I think Captain Paul Watson famously said that if our oceans die, we die. So we have to stop this ocean acidification. We have to stop ocean dead zones. We have to stop killing the coral reef. And people can do that by eating a plant-based diet, by transitioning to plant-based diets.
I talk about, I say vegan living, because when we talk about plant-based diet, people are still wearing shoes made from animal skin, you know, using products that are made with the excretions of animals. So Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle is, I always say, vegan inside out, head to toe. So plant-based diet is kind of not only the tip, it's a major factor, right? But we also need to be doing all of these other aspects. We need to be living fully vegan for the animals and then also for the environment. So plant-based eating is one part of it.
We do advocate for a fully vegan lifestyle. We have an amazing vegan starter kit that's actually available on the website, and it shows people exactly what they can eat for which nutrients. I found it particularly helpful that it has a page about anti-inflammatory plants that people can eat, because a lot of people are in chronic pain from eating, you know, animal products. So this is a way that they can heal themselves with plants and also heal the planet as well.
We'll talk about the website in a little bit, because it is absolutely exhaustive. It offers so much for people in all of those three components, right? Saving the animals, saving the environment, and human health. So it's really impeccable. So we have these facts and figures, and tell us some of the positives tell us more of the positives going vegan has on the planet.
As far as the planet is concerned, whenever you decide to eat a plant-based meal, I mean, you cut your carbon emissions in half. A lot of people don't know that, you know, eating animal-based diets, you know, promotes animal agriculture, which accounts for 32% of the methane that is released into our environment. A lot of people make light of it, especially animal agriculture, talking about cow burps and cow farts. And I heard at a current or very recent methane convention for the UN that they were talking about putting masks on cows to catch their burps. And so we can't let this industry get away with the greenwashing. We absolutely need to make sure that they're held accountable. You know, they're trying to greenwash in every single way that they possibly can, talking about harnessing energy from the methane from, you know, the cows, and that's not something that we can let them get away with.
No,
that does not help our environment.
No, or the animals themselves.
Yeah.
So they continue to be treated like commodities, like objects, is bad for all of us, right? So this is a very important thing, and all of those three components that we started with, the saving the animals, saving the environment, and saving humans.
Cows don't want to wear masks. They don't want to wear masks.
And we don't want animals to suffer, to then make us suffer. So
And so when you don't eat those animal products, you cut that in half, like in half immediately, and you have taken the steps towards healing our planet, towards redirecting, because what we say is that we want to relinquish, so no new land towards animal agriculture. Basically we need to get rid of animal agriculture. Like I don't know if anybody's getting that bottom line from everything that I'm saying, but we need to stop animal agriculture. We need to redirect towards plant-based diets, which is basically what we focus on. But absolutely, plant-based vegan lifestyles is the best way to live, to have a brighter future on this planet. Our children are going to inherit this planet from us. I have a child that is almost 5 years old, my little girl Aria, and I want to be able to tell her that I did everything in my power to help make her future brighter, to let her live on a planet that is worth living on, enjoyable to live on. No child should be worried about their future on this planet. We have youth that have climate anxiety, that are really worried about what their futures are going to look like on this planet. So by eating a plant-based diet, you conserve water, you save animals' lives. You're literally taking the power into your own hands to make a better future for not just our children, but for all life on this planet. That's right. And that's really important that people know that they have this power. Collectively, we have this power. Dairy is at an all-time low right now. And unfortunately, meat consumption per capita is up. But we can stop that. The consumer can stop that with every choice that they make at the supermarket, at a restaurant, with what you choose to wear, with what you choose to put on your body, like get cruelty-free vegan products. Cruelty-free vegan products. They are better. They're better for your body. They're better for your skin. They're better. They're better for everything.
That's why you and I look so good.
Thank you. It's a veganism. Yeah, it's a veganism.
It's that inner vegan glow and the effect. I call it it's one of the positive collateral effects of being an ethical vegan.
Yeah.
And this is why people should be part of endorsing the plant-based treaty. Can you tell us how it came about, what it entails? Some of the people who have endorsed it so far? Tell us everything.
Plant-based treaty started off as a campaign from Climate Save Movement, which, as you said earlier, is one of the branches of the Save Movement, along with the Animal Save Movement and Health Save Movement. But Plant-based treaty was launched from Climate Save Movement in 2021. And what its purpose is to actually lobby for plant-based transitions. So it's grassroots, it's bottom-up pressure from people. So we want endorsements from individuals, organizations, businesses, and governments. We mostly focus on local governments because that's where you can get change implemented the most. So at this point, we have 26 municipalities that have endorsed the plant-based treaty. And one of them I helped get the endorsement from, which is Los Angeles. And we're working on implementation there. But there's other cities like Amsterdam and Edinburgh that are actually making action plans. They're doing actionable items to help transition their constituents to plant-based and really raise awareness about the necessity to transition to plant-based. And it's just so encouraging to see these governments doing the right thing, despite any power that animal agriculture has, in their governments. And they have like incredible lobbying power. But to see these politicians take a stand and do what they need to do to ensure a better future for their constituents is just so incredibly powerful to see and to be a part of. As far as other notable endorsements, the McCartneys endorsed right away. So we're talking Paul McCartney, Stella McCartney, and Mary McCartney all endorsed the plant-based treaty within maybe a month of it being launched. Moby is endorsed, Joaquin Phoenix, Rooney Mara.
They're also all of them, especially Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara and her sister, Kate, are really active activists in promoting veganism, and are actually, Joaquin Phoenix is often, let's say, on the ground, right, as an activist. So he's done a lot to promote. He's been vegan, I think, all his life, if not from a very, very young childhood, 40 something years. So he is really living to save the animals and the environment.
I actually met him at Pig Vigils, and Rooney Mara and Kate Mara attended some of our final Pig Vigils last year.
So I am going to now sign this treaty myself. I'm going to pull that up on behalf of the show, Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle. It's easy. You'll see it's just a form online to sign this. And you can see how easy it is. Go to plantbasedtreaty.org and endorse it yourself.
I just want your viewers to know, by endorsing the plant-based treaty, they are taking a step to help preserve the future, for future generations. The plant-based treaty is a treaty that they should support because it helps us shift in the right direction towards plant-based food systems. And just a little background on it is that it is based on the Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty, which is actually based on the United Nations Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. So the plant-based treaty is designed to be a part of the UN framework for climate change mitigation. So it's actually supposed to support that. And one thing that they are not talking about enough at the United Nations is the need to transition towards plant-based food systems. So the Food and Agriculture Organization, also known as the FAO, just released their report, and there's not a single mention of plant-based transitions to help mitigate climate change. And this is unacceptable. So we need to have these talks. We need to support this treaty, because this treaty has the capability to bring food systems, plant-based food systems, to the forefront of climate change mitigation.
I think we know the reasons why this is happening. It's because of animal agriculture lobbyists, and it takes it takes huge change, right, to get to a vegan world. So systemically, things are so ingrained that, unfortunately, and I've also been to climate conferences, climate change conferences that have not one mention of veganism. Really, now, when individuals, right, because you mentioned municipalities and cities and government organizations, how they can be involved. When an individual endorses and signs this treaty, what does it hold them to? Like, what is actionable? What are they going to do once they sign this?
That's truly up to them. It's a non-binding agreement, even for those municipalities. But what we hope that it'll do is it'll inspire them to get involved, to do more, to promote plant-based transitions in every way, plant-based lifestyles in every way. So that is the hope, and that, with that collection of individuals, which they do not have to be vegan to sign the plant-based treaty. It's just saying, that you believe that plant-based transitions can help, preserve our environment, can help mitigate climate change, all of those 9 boundaries, 6 of which you said that we've permanently crossed, but we can, help stop that story, just by supporting the plant-based treaty, and do get involved, and do ask your family and friends to also get involved. We just passed 140,000 signatures, but we need a lot more. We need like over 1 million. We need millions of people to get behind this initiative in order to really create that pressure that we have to be seen at these climate conferences. I went to the UN twice last summer to lobby for plant-based systems change, and I heard it maybe 2 times the whole time I was there. And I almost fell off my chair in excitement, hearing it, be said in this place, finally somebody said it, and so we need to let them know that this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable to ignore, what they call the cow in the room.
Mm-hmm. It's bizarre, right? To be relieved when entities, right? When the powers that be, those that are responsible you talked about from the ground up, but it's bizarre that we're relieved when those governing agencies are doing the right thing, right? And when we're surprised that they're doing the right thing, it's crazy. So we do have a lot of work to do. And I'm so happy that you came on the show to tell our viewers about all that they can do to live a vegan lifestyle, how to start and how to get involved starting now in Earth Month, or if they're already involved, to become more involved and care for the animals, the planet, and themselves.
They have the power.
Yep.
Individuals have the power to make change. Collectively, we are powerful.
Take advantage of the Save Movement's ample website that provides reports, how to start a chapter, campaigns, activist booklets, and so much more. Go to thesavemovement.org. Ellen, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Lucia.
If you're in the New York City area and looking for a vegan restaurant where everything is made in-house and with an ample calendar of events, including vegan musicians, poets, authors, and other entertainment, look no further than the OG. Organic Grill, one of my personal favorites, not only for the outstanding food, but for the warmth you'll find in the restaurant founder, Vlad, and a sense of community, has been a New York City vegan staple since the early 2000s. Coming up is a night of comedy featuring comics who have appeared on Comedy Central, CBS, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, and others. Joining me are Vlad himself and comedian Rory Lutz. Vlad and Rory, thank you for joining me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
You have this comedy show coming up at Organic Grill featuring vegan comedians. Tell us about it.
It's something that Organic Grill is kind of tries to cultivate, to have a culture and to have a safe space for vegans and not vegans, to have a laugh at them being vegan, at them being not vegan. And I once saw Rory performing, and I really like his style of conventional talk and being able to make it conversational. And I thought he might be a really good host for our improv show.
I had done a show about a year ago, and he had this vision for a show, but it was basically like what I specialize in, which is, for lack of a better term, crowd work. I just enjoy talking to people and having conversations. So it's very intimate and it's very personable. So he reached out and he had an idea for a show, and I loved the idea for the show. Just basically an unscripted comedy show where we talk to the audience asks us questions, and just anything other than the comedians doing their sets. I believe the quote he said was, "I would like them to say things that they've never said anywhere else," which I love the idea. And combined, yeah, and so it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Every show will be different. They just won't be the same. And combined with the fact that he's a vegan, an ethical vegan. He runs an ethical vegan restaurant. It's just like a perfect combination. Because I don't know if you guys heard, people don't think vegans are very funny. So it's like we're trying to bring comedy show to, like he said, to an area where we don't necessarily have comedy shows. And my Instagram handle is Funny Vegan Dude. And I do a joke about how Instagram's been around for 15 years. And at no point has anyone thought about putting those two words together, Funny Vegan.
Angry vegan for sure.
So I take a special pride in breaking that particular stereotype.
I've been ethical vegan for 20 years, which means one thing. and one thing only. I have literally no excuse to be this fat. But sugar is vegan, and Impossible Whoppers don't eat themselves.
Yeah,
You've been
I
vegan
can't wait.
for a long time, Rory.
I have 25 years under my belt. Yeah.
This year, Organic Grill is coming to 25th year anniversary.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
God, congratulations. You just create such a beautiful, first of all, the food is out of this world. If I crave a burger, it's you that I think to come to, because as a near lifelong veg and an OG vegan who loves an OG vegan burger made of veggies and grains and homemade, you're my first thought. But then I've also, had the, let's say, the more upscale. I came in one night to hear some vegan poetry and a vegan band, and I sat there sipping a vegan prosecco and your mouth-watering tiramisu. So I love everything that the OG offers, and the community, your warmth, the sense of community. So I'm really excited for this event. And then you were right that people don't think vegans are funny, but they sure love to make fun of us.
Well, that's the beauty of being on the inside, is I get to make fun of us and them.
To be honest with you, it's like every comic's dream to do a show in a vegan restaurant across the street from the Comedy Center. Like I'm so close to the door. I'm almost there for 2 years, man. I'm gonna make it.
Not a judgy type of guy. I know we all have lives, but for me, I live that lifestyle. I don't wear animals. I don't eat animals. I don't abuse or contribute to zoos and circuses and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like everything in the world can be funny.
And we need that.
And we're in New York. If you can take a joke, there is no need to be in New York. It's our spirit, it's our nature. And if you're going to get offended, you can always get a dessert, or you can always get a burger. And cry somewhere in the corner,
Are you in the lineup, Vlad?
I hope so. That's my kind of secret plan.
He started the comedy show just so he could start a comedy career. Come have a drink, have some tiramisu in the corner, if that's your deal, and come say hi to Vlad.
Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Follow Organic Grill on Instagram for mouth-watering, healthy daily specials and favorites, and check their website, theorganicgrill.com, to find out what's on the menu and on the calendar. Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle is your TV show, Amazon Live and Storefront, and platform for vegan living. Take advantage of all LVL offers to help you live your best vegan life, whether luxury or on a budget. I've lived it all, and that's why Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle is anyone's and everyone's vegan lifestyle. For more on vegan living, tune into forthcoming episodes of Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle on MNN, Tuesdays bi-weekly at 8:30 p.m. on Bronxnet, first Thursdays of the month at 7 p.m. Subscribe to the Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle YouTube channel, follow across social media, and follow and shop on Amazon Live and the curated LVL Amazon storefront. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle, your show for compassionate living without sacrifice. I'm Lucia, I'm vegan, and this is my lifestyle.